I smoked marijuana for the first time when I was 12 years old. By the time I was 14, I was introduced to methamphetamine. I've been in and out of rehab since I was 14 years old. Meth is the devil. It steals everything, your self-pride, your dignity, your respect, your morals, your values. It steals everything out from under you and leaves you with nothing. So April 6th of 2009, I had gotten to a place in my life where I was just tired. I'd left my husband, left everybody, stayed gone for several days. I finally ended up in a hotel room where I'd slept for several hours. And when I woke up, I think reality just kind of hit me in the face. So I decided that day that my life would be better if I just wasn't here anymore. I couldn't hurt anybody anymore. I couldn't hurt myself anymore. And more importantly, I wouldn't be a failure anymore. Interstate 20 ran right beside the hotel where I was at, and I just took off walking. There was a bridge that's over I-20, and I walked up to that bridge, and I remember thinking to myself right before I jumped that my dad, years ago, when I tried to reach out for help financially, mind you, I'd heard him so many times that he basically, said he didn't care what happened. And that was basically my permission statement to go ahead and do what I did. And I jumped off that bridge. I don't remember anything for about a good 3 or 4 days until I finally woke up. And I was real mad at first. I didn't want to be here anymore.
When Tammy came to us, she came to us as part of our substance abuse recovery program. It's a 90-day program. We're really focused on providing folks the tools so that they both won't reoffend, because these are people who are on parole or probation for a felony crime, but we're also addressing their recovery needs to make sure that they've got the tools to remain sober. But Tammy needed more than that, and she needed additional housing and support after the 90-day program ended.
I had to be up at 5 o'clock every morning. I had to be out of the Salvation Army by 8, and I had to return and stand in line at 3 o'clock every day to get my place back in line so I could get a mat and sleep on the floor until I was eligible to get into a program called the Step Up program. I had applied for school, so I started school at Brookhaven College in Farmers Branch, and I stayed here for the next year. Man, there were so many days that I'd walk back in there just discouraged, just discouraged. Not knowing how this is going to play out, not knowing what the next step was. And there would always be somebody, always there to say, you can do this. Even for someone to look at you and say, I'm proud of you. I'm proud of you. You're in a shelter. You come out of prison. You're already kind of feeling some kind of way about yourself. But for a stranger to come up and say, hey, I see what you're doing. I see that the road that you're on, and I want you to know that I'm very proud of you. They were my family. They were my family.
There are two different things that I see every day. And one is that sheer will, that sheer determination to do something different and better today than I did yesterday. And that's coming from the client perspective when they come through our door. But then from the staff perspective, it doesn't matter what you did yesterday, a week ago, a year ago. We're going to see you right here in the here and now and help you do better tomorrow. And those two things combined is what makes successes like Tammy's. She will tell you herself, the Salvation Army didn't change her life. The Salvation Army saved her life.
The actual day of April 6, 2009 meant death to me. It meant death. I didn't want to be here anymore. Today it means life. Today it means light. It means acceptance. It means survival. A couple weeks ago I set off for my application to go to Texas A&M. and I just received a letter back saying that I had been accepted. So I will transfer over there the fall of 2018 to begin my bachelor's in social work, and with hopes of in about 3 years from there have a master's in social work. In addition to going to school and a great education, God has placed an amazing man in my life. I got married on May 21st of this year, a beautiful wedding. My family was there, my dad. My dad walked me down the aisle with his head held high, with him being proud of me. God made all things new. He restored everything. My family is a whole family today. The unknown is always terrifying, but it's going through the unknown and it's coming out of your comfort zone that you find exactly who you are and exactly who you are meant to be. I found Tammy. I found Tammy. And she's a pretty girl. And she's an intelligent girl. She's a caring girl that cares about herself and cares about other people. I found the person that drugs didn't allow me to see. So I came out of there with so much than I ever imagined. And it was all because of the Salvation Army.